Hi, Hithel's Healthy Talks. Today's topic is rice is nice. According to science, rice is the seed of the grass species Oryza glaberrima or Oryza sativa. According to the scientific survey and research carried out by many experts of this world, as a cereal grain, rice is the most widely consumed staple food for a large part of the world's human population, especially in Asia and Africa. This kind of information we can get through referring lot of internet links or experts' books like The Rice Book by Owen or many such reference books on rice. But our point of discussion is very general and simple. To throw some light upon rice is nice. And how importantly it is nice in our lives? Rice is nice is the topic picked because it is one of the essential foods in our daily life. You may feel, when there are many rich foods in the world, why did you pick only about rice? The question is obvious. My answer to this is that I observe, taking many instances into consideration, that rice is getting as neglected food in India, especially in South India, which was once considered as most important for life. But what happened to it now? People run away from rice, both youngsters and elderly people, in the name of reducing weight, for diabetes, or for constipation, or for any other major illnesses. First, people are advised to reduce rice, or sometimes food faddies ask them to avoid it completely. Should they avoid rice or any food just because it is proved unhealthy for few? I don't want to attack any food faddies, but just want to throw upon some thought on their research tendencies. Today they say, leave rice, coffee, tea, or certain other foods, and tomorrow, mercilessly, the same faddies say all those are good for your heart and mind. The food which you got it as a gift to you from your ancestral line, and you are fed from your mother's hands. Even if you are at the age of 90, you may have some memory, and your body accustoms to certain foods which you have earned it from your family line, or morsels of love you have tasted from your mother's hand. Now, when the food faddies ask you to halt it, and the whole body chemistry would change, when it has to be fully thrown out from your life, isn't it painful? It appears like sometimes getting into de-addictions. Of course, in major medical complications, the diet given during that recovery time would be completely different, and that we should respect and come out of our comfort zones for that certain period of time for our healthy recovery. But simple ailments for general medical complaints or reducing total weight, it is not required to totally neglect rice. Through my observation, while treating my patients, through alternative therapies and also observing those who are into allopathic or other treatment modalities, that when they are asked to avoid rice, these people or patients entirely eliminate rice from their lives. Abrupt leaving of it may sometimes affect few people. Few can sustain the renouncement and might have stamina to get on throwing it out. But for most of the people, the hormones or blood or body chemistry might go deficient with insufficient energy sources like carbohydrates, vitamin B, calcium, iron, thiamine, folic acid, vitamin E, potassium, magnesium, and many others rich sources that keep us physically and mentally energetic for longer times. I got surprised by seeing few patients who completely banned rice in their lives out of fear of diabetes, obesity, and other sophisticated illnesses that have developed many more side effects and added ailments. When investigated, brainstormed in the diagnosis, banning of rice from their lives stood as the main culprit. If you have rice as a staple food in your family line and habituated to it since childhood, kindly think twice before leaving it. If you're scared in intaking rice in your meal, you can follow these tips. Firstly, one is that cook rice and use it only in the main meal, either in lunch or breakfast, or if you have to take in the dinner, consume it at least 4 hours before going to bed. Second, cook rice not in pressure cooker, but separately like in olden days. Strain the starch from the rice and use it in separate intervals. You can take that starch-free rice in food with rich vitamin and mineral sources of vegetarian or non-vegetarian side dishes, and after 2 hours of gap, drink the rice-free starch with lemon or buttermilk or in any of your desired fashions. That starch sometimes is used in the alternative therapies for treating even cancer. Many researchers have proved it. Thirdly, in olden days, people used to mix rice with water or curds and keep it for 12 hours, and that was eaten next day morning with onion or just like that, and that fermented rice which made them work for hours together in the fields tirelessly contained B12. Now the researchers say that fermented food got rich source of B12 in it. Now coming to the fourth one. In alternative therapies, like in acute therapies, rice is considered as food for lungs. I myself experimented on many of my near and dear ones during therapies and used in certain alternative therapies these tips and found out speedy recovery, especially in skin and lung related diseases, and also observed that even with allopathic medicines too. Intake of rice or starch, the recovery will be faster. Lastly, along with the intake of rice, if you can perform half an hour of healthy exercises like yoga practices or 2 miles of walk, 45 minutes of walk, your life glorifies like anything. Therefore, eat rice. If not, at least drink extracted starch during illnesses and do exercises. Take therapies and live a long life. Rice is nice. Love rice like how you like your wife. And let doctors' knives be away from your life. Be happy, healthy, and safe. Thank you.